From Interior Alaska's most trusted news source, this is the Fbx Evening News.
Good evening. Thank you for joining us. Today was the 14th anniversary of the 9/11 terrorist attacks on the United States.
Reporter Ryan Grimes takes a look at local events related to the observance.
It's been many years since two terrorist-controlled airliners hit the World Trade Center on 9/11/2001. But many people still remember where they were and what they were doing on that fateful day.
I think my first memory of 9/11, 2001, was when my phone rang, and it was my mother-in-law. She said, "Turn on your television, the world is over."
I was wondering why my colleague was calling me at 5:30, 6 in the morning when it was time to prepare for work.
So after about 3 hours, I was able to get on post. My students, luckily, were being cared for at that time. Literally every vehicle, of course, was being searched. We were all waiting carefully and wondering what was going on.
The Farthest North Fraternal Order of Leatherhead Society organized a memorial ceremony in downtown Fairbanks dedicated to the over 400 firefighters and police officers that died during 9/11.
It reminds us that as firefighters, we honor the vow we took before the dust even settled at Ground Zero, that we would never forget the horrific acts that happened on 9/11.
These firefighters, these police officers, they were parents, they were brothers, they were sisters, they were the coaches, the Cub Scout leaders.
At Eielson Air Force Base, the 354th Civil Engineer Squadron Fire Department held a 9/11 Heroes Run that was open to airmen and their families. The World Trade Center wasn't the only building hit by terrorists. The Pentagon was also struck by a third hijacked airliner. A fourth plane was also hijacked, but passengers inside Flight 93 heroically sacrificed themselves by forcing the plane to crash land in a field. At Fort Wainwright, Arctic Light Elementary School staff members started their day with a positive picketing event that praised soldiers and their family members.
Every year on 9/11, whether it is rain, shine, or extremely cold or very warm, we have been out here to show a little support for our families.
This is Ryan Grimes reporting.
Alaska State Troopers have confirmed the female passenger involved in Wednesday's shootout has been arrested and charged. 20-year-old Sarah Smoke of Fairbanks was taken into custody late this afternoon, according to troopers. Smoke was charged with felony assault and misconduct involving weapons. She reportedly shot at troopers and Fairbanks police during a pursuit on Wednesday. The driver, Vincent Perdue, was shot and killed as well. She has been remanded to Fairbanks Correctional Center with no bail until arraignments are held in Fairbanks District Court.
Authorities have confirmed remains they believe are those of a 30-year-old man who went missing in the Chena River over a month ago have been found. Tyler Cover's body was reportedly found last evening. Clothing and description of the body matches Cover's, but police say they are still waiting for word from the state medical examiner's office. Cover went missing early in August after he and another man jumped from the Centennial Footbridge downtown. Though the other man made it out of the river, Cover never surfaced. Searchers looked for his remains for nearly a month before calling off the official organized search. A release this morning stated Cover's body was found on a sandbar near the Tanana River. Family and friends who searched for Cover for nearly a month say this helps to bring closure.
It was a relief. It was definitely a relief. It gave us peace of comfort in our hearts that he's found, that we don't have to wonder where he's at anymore. Just overwhelming. It was amazing at just not only the Native community, but the community at large, just overwhelming.
The family plans to have a memorial service for Cover. Planning for that is in the works and details will be released shortly.
All right, when we come back, one local service organization is getting ready for a big night tomorrow with many events planned to raise funds. We'll give you the details.
Also, today many employees from local businesses across the city were lending their skills to repair, paint, and clean nonprofit agencies. These stories and more when we return. Stay with us. Welcome back. Fairbanks business leaders as well as state and local elected officials this morning attended a special breakfast meeting hosted by the Greater Fairbanks Chamber of Commerce. The topic of discussion, Alaska's fiscal situation. Rasmussen Foundation Chair Ed Rasmussen described a bleak financial future for the 49th state if it remains at status quo. He says that with no spending cuts combined with no new revenue and $50 a barrel oil, Alaska's CBR will be drained by mid-2018, with the permanent fund earnings reserve depleted in mid-2019. He described various scenarios involving budget cuts, caps on permanent fund dividends, as well as revenue from sales and income taxes. His best case scenario depletes the CBR by 2021 and the earnings reserve by 2026. Rasmussen says it's time for state legislators and Governor Walker to earn the votes that elected them by making tough decisions that may hurt their political future.
The thing you gotta do is you gotta cut the budget, you gotta cap a dividend at whatever rate it is, you're gonna have to implement some taxes, and you're gonna have to tighten up the oil tax credits. There is no other way I can see getting through this thing, and you gotta start now.
As part of the 9/11 observance, United Way of the Tanana Valley today conducted a day of caring activities throughout the area. Businesses and community volunteers team up with to-do projects for United Way member agencies. In Fairbanks today, volunteers were dismantling a shed at the Interior Center for Nonviolent Living in South Fairbanks, painting new office spaces at the Red Cross of the Alaska offices, and trimming hedges and doing yard work at Fairbanks Counseling and Adoption on Barnett Street.
LES is proud to support the United Way of Tanana Valley, so we have a statewide effort. The Fairbanks effort, we have a bunch of employees out here today, and we're cutting hedges and doing some other groundkeeping work here for one of the United Way member agencies.
And this is one of several efforts as part of our campaign. We've got a 6-week campaign going on. Kicked it off last night. This is our first community effort.
The 18th annual Ladies Night Out event in Fairbanks is set for Saturday night. Monty Bowen has the story.
Seroptimus International of Fairbanks is a volunteer organization for business and professional women who work to improve the lives of women and girls. Seroptimus is probably best known locally for its annual Ladies Night Out event and for the Senior Wish Tree at Christmas. This year's Ladies Night Out starts at 6 tomorrow night at Ravens Landing.
It's our big fundraiser, and what's really exciting this year, it's our 75th year. We're the oldest service organization in Fairbanks, so we're celebrating our Diamond Jubilee, hence the diamonds. It's going to be extra special this year.
They have a full agenda for the evening.
We're going to start out with a fashion show by Teresa Quakenbush. She does an amazing job every year. Then we're going to have a bachelor auction, so we're looking for single ladies to come and bid on our bachelors. We're going to have a handyman auction because that was requested, so we've got a couple handymen, and then we're going to end up with some line dancing. We're going to have an instructor that's going to teach us.
Funds raised go to a number of causes.
Interior Center for Nonviolent Living, we help them. We've given money to the Cancer Detection Center, and we also raise money for SOAP, which is a street outreach for teens. And people come up with us for all kinds of things.
And then there's the chocolate.
One of the favorite things that ladies like about Ladies Night Out is we have C's candy that are served to the ladies by firefighters, local firefighters.
One of the main goals of the Fairbanks Seroptimus Club is to stop violence against women and human sex trafficking. This is Monty Bowen reporting.
All right, Joe Cook is up next with sports and has results from the UAF volleyball team's tournament in Seattle.
And in high school sports, volleyball is the order of the day, and there was a comeback in flag football.
Awesome. These stories and more with Joe after the break.
Welcome back, Interior Sports fans. It's time to get the weekend started with the Friday Sportscast. It's been a tough go at the GNAC Pac-West crossover tournament for the Alaska Nanooks. As we see the results here this afternoon in Seattle, Hawaii Pacific swept UAF 25-17, 25-20, 25-19. Sam Hartoon's second double-double of the season wasn't enough. She posted 11 kills and 10 digs. Last night, in their second match of the day, UAF dropped a 4-set match to Academy of Art. Riley Podevich had her best game of the year with the season high 11 kills. She hit a career high 42%. Megan Olson's double-digit dig streak is now 6 games strong. Alaska will close out the tournament against Azusa Pacific Saturday morning. In high school volleyball, a couple of interior teams had matches before a big local weekend tournament. The Lathrop Malamutes hosted the Palmer Moose on Thursday. This match was a battle. Lathrop won the second set 26-24 after Palmer took the first set 25-17. However, the Moose rolled in the third set with a 25-13 win. The Mutes, though, they went all in the first set. Cheyenne Dybert and Nadine Velasco were big contributors. Velasco led Lathrop with 10 kills. They forced a fifth set with a 29-27 win, but Lathrop, they ran out of steam in the final set. Palmer would take the set 15-7 to win it in 5. It's the third 5-set win on the season for the Moose.
We're a brand new team. We're just getting together, and we're still getting the chemistry thing down. But I think we pulled it together really well tonight, and we got a lot of good individual players, and we're working on getting that team aspect down. And I think we kind of did it tonight.
I think this game we could have had a little bit more fire and a little bit more energy than we typically do. I don't know what exactly to point to in this. I think they all gave great effort. I think it's just that little bit of extra fire.
And out in North Pole on Thursday night, the Patriots defeated the Thunder Mountain Falcons in 4 sets, 25-22, 23-25, 25-12, 25-12. How about Lindsey Dammel? The senior setter had 62 assists in this one for the Patriots. Brooke Fisher led North Pole with 11 kills as well. Now, all those teams you just saw are in action today at West Valley High School for the West Valley Invitational. The tourney started at noon. This year's field includes all the interior 4A and 3A teams except Fort Delta. Wasilla, Barrow, and Colony are also at the tournament this weekend. The Wolfpack and Monroe Rams have met in the title game the past 2 years. West Valley won their invitational tournament last year. The Wolfpack started pool play 3-0, as did the Palmer Moose. Monroe started 3-1, and North Pole has a 2-1 record. The last game in pool play is scheduled for 9:15 tonight. The defending interior flag football champions had a bit of a scare on Thursday night. The Hutchinson Hawks went up against the West Valley Wolfpack. Hutchinson was up 7-0 at halftime, and Cece Cota Sanchez finds Janine Apone with a Tim Tebow jump pass for a touchdown. Emma Daniels caught the extra point. The Wolfpack were not phased. They ended the third quarter with a 79-yard drive capped by a Charlotte Sutter touchdown catch, tied the game. In the fourth quarter, Olivia Shellikins breaks for a 52-yard score to give the Wolfpack their first lead of the game. Sutter sealed the game with a pick six with 2 minutes left. The Wolfpack come back to win 20-7, and they are now 3-0, extending their winning streak to 11 games.
We weren't getting to the outside. We weren't making people miss. And in the second half, we made a few more plays than we did in the first half. But more importantly, our defense is what, gave us the energy to win this game, because the defense in the second half played, so much more controlled. Everybody stayed together. Our leaders stepped up at halftime and let the team know that, hey, sometimes we're going to be behind at halftime, but we got to step it up in the second half, and that's what we did.
Here's a rundown of what's on deck for the weekend in sports. The 4th annual Troth Yada run for the park. 5K is 11 a.m. on Saturday. There's a $20 donation entry fee. UAF students are free with an ID. The race starts at the Troth Yada Park beside the Museum of the North. Catch the final day of the West Valley Invitational Volleyball Tournament at West Valley High School. The title game will be around 2 o'clock tomorrow. And you can check out some high school football Saturday night at Lathrop High School. The Malamutes take on number 2 Owlson at 6 o'clock. And Sunday, the Zombies are back. The Nordic Ski Club Zombie Run 5Ks at 2 p.m. this Sunday at the Birch Hill Recreational Area. Zombies will chase runners and will even be in ambush areas. Prizes will go to the top human finishers, zombies with the most kills, and best costumes. We end the Sportscast tonight with the first play of the week for the 2015-2016 season. The votes were tallied, and this top play from UAF won pretty comfortably in the polls. Megan Olson's dig leads to Amberly Jean's set point, which was assisted by Miranda Greaser. That point gave the Nooks a 25-22 win in their very first set of the season against Minot State last Friday night in the opener, the Flint Hills Resources Nanick Classic. Olson's dig and Jean's kill is your play of the week. To pick the next play of the week, watch the I-5 Interior Top 5 plays on Mondays during the weekend recap. And that's it for sports at 6 tonight. In the Sports Nightcap, we'll have football highlights and an update on Ice Dogs hockey. Mike Schultz is up next with weather, and we'll catch you next time.
Hello, everyone. Welcome into a Friday night edition of the Fbx Evening News. Mike Schultz with you once again talking about the weather. It was a nice day. We had lots of sunshine, and the leaves are continuing to turn. Beautiful day, and we're looking for maybe some rain in the forecast over the weekend. maybe even some snow at the higher elevations, but no real accumulation expected. But just kind of a sign that things are changing. Great photograph tonight. This one taken by Sandy Lorigan, the great one. Mount Denali. It's just recently changed. What a great photograph it is. Just beautiful. The trees in front and, of course, the great one in the background there. As always, if you have a photograph that you'd like to share with the audience, send it to photos@ktvf11.com. Your numbers, 58 for the high today, the low last night, 34. The record high, 76 in 1910. But in 1927, 24 got down to that night. And the sunrise and sunset, 13 hours and 31 minutes of daylight, a loss of 6 minutes from yesterday. Well, our satellite and radar not nearly as awesome as it was yesterday, at least as far as storminess goes. You can see there's still some rain falling across southeast Alaska. The area of low pressure that was looking so impressive yesterday is not that impressive today, still putting a few showers over the Prince William Sound area and across the Kenai Peninsula. And this little frontal boundary here is what we're looking at tomorrow, possibly coming through, giving us some showers tomorrow. Colder area in behind that system. On the map today, as you can see over southeast Alaska, there's still some showers hanging around for Juneau and Ketchikan, 57 degrees. Anchorage, 54, cloudy skies. Kodiak, partly cloudy, 60 degrees, and cloudy skies along the Aleutian chain. Up and down the west coast, looking at Bethel, 46 degrees, but even cooler at Nome, 42 degrees there, with Barrow exactly at freezing, 32, and Fort Yukon, 48, and partly cloudy skies. Lower 48, it looks like this, and the hot temperatures have returned to the southwest once again, 104 degrees in Las Vegas, 102 at Phoenix, not too bad at Denver, 79 there, but quite warm at Salt Lake City, 90 degrees, 81 degrees in the Seattle area, also 81 at Billings, Montana. Another hot day in Dallas-Fort Worth, 94 degrees there. Cooler, much cooler in Minneapolis, only 64. And over the eastern side of the country, it's still cooling down, but a lot of rainfall once again, and more rain expected. Look at the satellite and radar. This next frontal boundary expected to park itself there and give folks over the northeast a lot of more rain than they have had for quite a while. And quite a bit of rainfall along the Gulf Coast of Texas. Well, out to the west, just the opposite. Clear skies for the most part. That's going to continue 10 to 15 degrees above normal as high pressure will be the dominant factor here. And the new jet stream just out shows, again, everything way up to the north. So that means more hot temperatures over the large portion of the country and showers and thunderstorms widespread too. Well, as far as our kids' weather for tonight, once again, we're going to Ann Ween Elementary School. But tonight, the teacher is going to present a weather fact for the kids.
Hi, I'm Miss Eisman, and this is my fabulous 4th grade class here at Ann Ween Elementary School. And we have a weather fact to share with you. Now, 4th graders, some people say that lightning doesn't hit the same place more than once, but this is not true. Because the Empire State Building, that big, huge, tall building in New York City, is hit by lightning strikes more than 500 times a year.
Whoa!
As always, the kids are totally amazed by that weather fact. Again, thanks to Mount McKinley Bank for sponsoring our kids' weather each night, and thanks to their 50 years of service for the interior. Next week, we're going to visit with the kids from Arctic Light Elementary School. All right, here's your forecast for the remainder of the night. Actually, we'll go once again. I always get too far ahead of that. We're going to go right now to the northern sections of Alaska. Snow showers and blowing snow for Barrow. Rain and snow showers for the Fort Yukon area. And temperatures cooling down considerably. Over the interior, looking at cloudy skies with rain showers developing region-wide, maybe mixing with snow at the higher elevations. Over southeast Alaska, it looks like showers will become scattered in Juneau, with rain diminishing in Ketchikan. And over the southwest part of the state, looking at rain for Bethel, cloudy skies at Cold Bay, and partly cloudy at Kodiak. And over the south central regions around the Anchorage Bowl, periods of rain developing for Anchorage, Homer, and Valdez. And our forecast for tonight, as you can see here, partly cloudy, then cloudy with isolated showers, 42 degrees. The overnight low, 46 for the high tomorrow, much cooler with scattered showers turning cooler. And the 5-day outlook, temperatures pretty consistent across the board. Rain showers all the way across the board too, off and on, with temperatures in the low 50s. And overnight lows will also be cool around 40 degrees.
Okay, thank you very much, Mike. And that is all the time we have from all of us here at the News Center. Have a great night.
Good night.